Course. Noun. Education. 1. Countable, a series of lessons or lectures on a particular subject. Examples. A French chemistry course. Course in something. He took a course in Russian language and literature. I want to do a course in art and design. The department offers short courses in drama, fiction, and poetry. Course on something. She teaches a course on internet crime. On a course. My boss has been on a course this week. You need to go on a management training course. He has recently completed the 5-week course. The college runs specialist language courses. I enrolled in a 10-week online course. See also, access course, correspondence course, crash, foundation course, induction course, refresher course, sandwich course, survey course. Collocations. Education, learning, acquire, get, lack, an, education, training, British English, some, qualifications. Receive, provide somebody with training, tuition. Develop, design, plan a curriculum, especially British English, course, North American English, program, syllabus. Give, go to, attend a class, lesson, lecture, seminar. Hold, run, conduct a class, seminar, workshop. Sign up for, take a course, classes, lessons. School. Go to, start preschool, kindergarten, nursery school. Be in the first, second, etc. North American English, grade, especially British English, year, at school. Study, take, drop history, chemistry, German, etc. British English, leave, finish, drop out of, North American English, quit school. North American English, graduate high school, college. Problems at school. Be the victim, target of bullying. British English, play truant from, both British English, informal, bunk off, skive off school, not go to school when you should. Both especially North American English, skip, cut class, school. British English, cheat in, North American English, cheat on an exam, a test. Get, be given a detention, for doing something. Be expelled from, be suspended from school. Work and exams. Do your homework, British English, revision, a project on something. Work on, write, do, submit an essay, a dissertation, a thesis, an assignment, North American English, a paper. Finish, complete your dissertation, thesis, studies, coursework. Hand in, North American English, turn in your homework, essay, assignment, paper. Study, prepare, British English, revise, North American English, review, North American English, informal, cram for a test, an exam. Take, both British English, sit a test, an exam. Especially British English, mark, especially North American English, grade homework, a test. British English, dwell in, North American English, dwell on, informal, especially North American English, ace a test, an exam. Pass, fail, informal, especially North American English, flunk a test, an exam, a class, a course, a subject. University. Apply to, get into, go to, start college, British English, university. Leave, graduate from law school, college, British English, university, with a degree in computer science. Study for, take, British English, complete a law degree, a degree in physics. Both North American English, major, minor in biology, philosophy. Earn, receive, be awarded, get, have, hold a master's degree, a bachelor's degree, a PhD in economics. Homophones. Course, course, course. Adjective. Example. He wore a coarse woolen cloak. Course. Noun. Example. She did a course in economics. Extra examples. Psychology is offered as an elective course. She has completed a course in first aid. She withdrew from the course because of illness. Students take required courses in music theory and performance. The course consists of both lectures and practical workshops. The course runs from 10 to 15 May. The course runs from January till March. The school runs courses all year round. We have designed the course for students at all levels of ability. A course in applied linguistics. A course in art history. A course on the development of capitalism. How much would you pay for a course of driving lessons? I've signed up for an evening course on media techniques. Over 50 students have enrolled on the course. Registration for courses begins tomorrow. She's taking a course in art and design. The course is extremely intensive. We offer several management training courses. 2. Countable, especially British English, a period of study at a college or university that leads to an exam or a qualification. Examples. What degree course did you choose? A 2-year postgraduate course leading to a master's degree. He was able to design his own course of study. British, American. Course, program. In British English, course is used for a series of lessons or lectures on a particular subject. A physics course. A course of 10 lectures. In North American English you would say, a physics course, program. A program of 10 lectures. In North American English, a course is usually an individual unit that forms part of a longer period of study. I have to take a physics course, class. This is called a module in Britain, especially in a college or university. In British English, course can also mean a period of study at a college or university. A 2-year college course. In North American English you would say, a 2-year college program. Compare, program. Extra examples. She had taught on a range of undergraduate courses. A joint honors course in French and Russian. The only university in the UK to offer courses in computer games technology. It's a 4-year course. The course leads to a master's degree. For golf. 3. Countable, also golf course. A large area of land that is designed for playing golf on. Example. He set a new course record. For races. 4. Countable, an area of land or water where races are held. Examples. She was overtaken on the last stretch of the course. Only 10 yachts completed the course. See also, assault course, obstacle course, race course. Part of meal. 5. Countable, any of the separate parts of a meal. Examples. A 4-course dinner. The main course was roast duck. 4. Course. We had chicken for our main course. Word finder. A la carte. Course. Cuisine. Menu. Order. Reservation. Restaurant. Service charge. Speciality. Waiter. Collocations. Restaurants. Eating out. Eat, lunch, dinner, dine, meet at, in a restaurant. Go, out, take somebody, out, for lunch, dinner, a meal. Have a meal with somebody. Make, have a reservation, in, under the name of Yamada. Reserve, especially British English, book a table for 6. Ask for, request a table for 2, a table by the window. In the restaurant, wait to be seated, show somebody to their table. Sit in the corner, by the window, at the bar, at the counter. Hand somebody, give somebody the menu, wine list. Open, read, study, peruse the menu. The restaurant has a 3-course set menu, a children's menu, an extensive wine list. Taste, sample, try the wine. The waiter takes your order. Order, choose, have the soup of the day, one of the specials, the house, British English, speciality, especially North American English, specialty. Serve, finish the first course, the starter, the main course, dessert, coffee. Complain about the food, the service, your meal. Enjoy your meal. Paying. Pay, ask for, especially British English, the bill, North American English, the check. Pay for, treat somebody to dinner, lunch, the meal. Service is, not, included. Give somebody, leave, somebody, a tip. Direction. 6. Uncountable, countable, usually singular, a direction or route followed by a ship or an aircraft. Example. He radioed the pilot to change course. On, off course. The plane was off course, not going in the right direction. We're on course for our destination. Extra examples. The boat altered course during the storm. The boat was blown off course. The plane resumed its original course. The two planes were on a collision course. We set course for Vancouver Island. We're a long way off course. I have been plotting your course on the map. The ship set a course for the Christmas Islands. The submarine changed course. 7. Countable, usually singular, the general direction in which somebody's ideas or actions are moving or in which things are developing. Examples. The president appears likely to change course on some key issues. The dollar fell sharply for 2 days, and then reversed course. Her career followed a similar course to her sister's. Politicians are often obliged to steer a course between incompatible interests. Extra examples. It is time to chart a new course in defense policy. The president was urged to change course before it was too late. They were obliged to steer a course between the interests of the two groups. She shrewdly steered a middle course between the two factions. Prices resumed their upward course. The dollar fell sharply for 2 days, and then reversed course. Action. 8. Also course of action. Countable, a way of acting in or dealing with a particular situation. Examples. There are various courses open to us. What course of action would you recommend? It was the best course of action to take in the circumstances. The wisest course would be to say nothing. Extra examples. Once she had decided on a course of action, it was impossible to dissuade her. It was decided that the best course of action was for him to be asked to resign. It was the only course of action left open to them. By far the best course is to use your car less. It was the only course open to him. Taking action without knowing all the facts would not be a prudent course. If re-elected, the government would pursue the same course. The property group defied the usual course of asking shareholders for cash. Development. 9. Singular, the way something develops or should develop. Examples. Course of something. This was an event that changed the course of history. The unexpected course of events aroused considerable alarm. During the course of something. She repeatedly raised the issue during the course of the campaign. Extra examples. This was an event that changed the course of history. War has determined the course of much of human history. During the course of the war. Of river. 10. Countable, usually singular, the direction a river moves in. Example. The path follows the course of the river. Medical treatment. 11. Countable, course, of something, a series of medical treatments, tablets, etc. Examples. To prescribe a course of antibiotics. When taking antibiotics, it is important to finish the course. Extra examples. She's been put on a course of injections. If you are prescribed antibiotics, it's important to finish the course. In wall. 12. Countable, a continuous layer of brick, stone or other building material in a wall. Example. A new damp-proof course could cost £1,000 or more. Word origin. Middle English. From Old French cause. From Latin cursus. From curs. Run. From the verb curre. Idioms. Be on a collision course, with somebody, something. 1. To be in a situation that is almost certain to cause an argument. Example. I was on a collision course with my boss over the sales figures. 2. To be moving in a direction in which it is likely that you will crash into somebody, something. Example. A giant iceberg was on a collision course with the ship. Be par for the course. Disapproving, to be just what you would expect to happen or expect somebody to do in a particular situation. Synonym. Norm. Example. Starting early and working long hours is par for the course in this job. Horses for courses. British English, the act of matching people with suitable jobs or tasks. In course of something. Formal, going through a particular process. Example. The new textbook is in course of preparation. In, over the course of. Used with expressions for periods of time, during. Examples. He's seen many changes in the course of his long life. The company faces major challenges over the course of the next few years. In the course of time. When enough time has passed. Synonym. Eventually. Examples. It is possible that in the course of time a cure for cancer will be found. In the course of time, I began to understand. In due course. At the right time and not before. Example. Your request will be dealt with in due course. In the ordinary, normal, etc. course of events, things, etc. As things usually happen. Synonym. Normally. Examples. In the normal course of things we would not treat her disappearance as suspicious. In the normal course of events, you should get a reply by Monday. Let nature take its course. To allow natural processes to happen, without trying to stop or change them, used especially in the context of illness. The midwife must judge when to let nature take its course and when to intervene. When the dog responded so badly to the treatment, we decided to let nature take its course. As, a matter of course. As, the usual and correct thing to do. We always check people's addresses as a matter of course. Steer, take, etc., a middle course, find, etc., the middle way. To take, find, an acceptable course of action that avoids two extreme positions. Of course. 1. Also informal course. Used to emphasize that what you are saying is true or correct. Examples. Don't you like my mother? Of course I do. Will you be there? Course I will. 2. Also informal course. Used as a polite way of giving somebody permission to do something. Examples. Can I come? 2. Course you can. Can I have one of those pens? Of course. Help yourself. 3. Used as a polite way of agreeing with what somebody has just said. Example. I did all I could to help. Of course, he murmured gently. 4. Used to show that what you are saying is not surprising or is generally known or accepted. Examples. Ben, of course, was the last to arrive. Of course, there are other ways of doing this. More about, of course. Of course is often used to show that what you are saying is not surprising or is generally known or accepted. For this reason, and because it can be difficult to get the right intonation, you may not sound polite if you use of course or of course not when you answer a request for information or permission. It can be safer to use a different word or phrase. Is this the right room for the English class? Yes, it is, of course. Or, of course it is. Can I borrow your dictionary? Certainly. Formal. Sure. Informal. Do you mind if I borrow your dictionary? Not at all. Go ahead. Informal. If you say of course not, it may sound as though you think the answer to the question is obvious and that the person should not ask. In the same way, of course should not be used as a reply to a statement of fact or when someone expresses an opinion. It's a lovely day. It certainly is. Yes it is. Of course it is. I think you'll enjoy that play. I'm sure I will. Yes. It sounds really good. Of course. Language bank. Nevertheless. Conceding a point and making a counterargument. While the film is undoubtedly too long, it is nevertheless an intriguing piece of cinema. It can be argued that the movie is too long. It is nonetheless an intriguing piece of cinema. The film is undoubtedly too long. Still, it is an intriguing piece of cinema. Of course, huge chunks of the book have been sacrificed in order to make a 2-hour movie, but it is nevertheless a successful piece of storytelling. Critics are wrong to argue that the film's plot is too complicated. Certainly there are a couple of major twists, but audiences will have no difficulty following them. It is true that you cannot make a good movie without a good script, but it is equally true that a talented director can make a good script into an excellent film. It remains to be seen whether these two movies herald a new era of westerns, but there is no doubt that they represent welcome additions to the genre. Of course not. Also course not. Used to emphasize the fact that you are saying, no. Examples. Are you going? Of course not. Do you mind? No. Of course not. On course for something, to do something. Likely to achieve or do something because you have already started to do it. Examples. The American economy is on course for higher inflation than Britain by the end of the year. Victory in Saturday's match will put them on course to qualify for the European Championships. Pervert the course of justice. British English. North American English. Obstruct justice. Law, to tell a lie or to do something in order to prevent the police, etc. from finding out the truth about a crime. Run, take its course. To develop in the usual way and come to the usual end. Examples. When her tears had run the course, she felt calmer and more in control. With minor ailments, the best thing is often to let nature take its course. Extra examples. We could do nothing but let the disease run its course. It's best to let things follow their natural course. We'll just have to let things take their natural course. Stay the course. To continue doing something until it has finished or been completed, even though it is difficult. Examples. Very few of the trainees have stayed the course. He insists that he will not quit but will stay the course.